Right. Is this working? Is this all good? Levels okay? So I don't know about the car levels yet, but we will sort that out in a moment. Boop, 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 boop. Well, we got another one. Hello, whoever this is. We'll give people another couple of minutes for them to jump in. Morning, Kenny. Right, well, there's a couple of you in here, and it's been about 4 minutes, so we will crack on. So, hello and welcome to round 6 of World Sim League. I'm a new voice. I'm a new set of eyes. I am going mad. I used to be GDaan's teammate in ALR. So, and I do commentary for ALR, so he's asked me to come over and show you all how it's done. I do have quite a strong sense of humour. I will warn you. If it's too much or if people do get offended, please tell me and I will adjust things in the future. So, welcome to Sim Race League round, I believe it, yeah, it's round 6 in Tokyo. We got a small grid and short grid today. We got GT Ahmed in first position, in pole position, closely followed by GDaan in second. We got Kat in third, Kenny in fourth, Tom Nitro in fifth. I don't even know how you pronounce that. My apologies. I'm going to go Jock if that's okay with everybody in sixth. And we got Cinder in seventh in the Alfa Romeo. We then got Ferrari, Lamborghini, Gen X, AMG. Oh, I drive behind them. Nice. Okay, so we got a bit of a mixed grid here today. I'm just going over the standings very briefly as of the special event from a little while ago. We have got Ben in first at the moment, very close, 8 points behind Ben. We got GT Ahmed in second position. We got GDaan in third. We got Blitz in fourth. Then we got Kat in 5th position at the moment. Going over to the constructors, we got the BMWs with 250 points, pretty much going to run away with this from the looks of things. In 1st position, we got the Toyotas in 2nd, and then not too far behind the Toyotas, about 6 points behind, no, 8 points, excuse me. Behind the Toyotas is the Mercedes-Benz in the 3rd position. So without further ado, Madhead. Okay, right, so I've just been told that this strapping young lad, from what I can tell, not from what Kenny has just told me, is called Madhead, so okay, I'll have to remember that one. But anyway, let's get cracking. It's not a problem. It does a long hold and a bit of a delay. The front four seem to get a great start. The back four do not get quite good as a start. As we go through the tunnel, Kenny's already up to 3rd position. GDaan, excuse me, has dropped down to 4th, not having the start that he wants to as we come out the tunnel. All 4 line astern. GT Amid holding the lead at the moment. Madhead has made a fan. Is that Madhead? Sorry, excuse me. No, Madhead is still in 5th position. Cap is in 2nd at the moment. Going to challenge GT for 1st position. Tries to go around the outside. Not going to work this time. GDaan goes up the inside of Kenny to retake 3rd position. Is he going to try and challenge the AMG? No, as we've got a Lamborghini off in the background. We'll come back in just a moment. People scraping the wall and exit. Let's come back and let's have a look a little bit further back. What happened? What did happen? Very late on the brakes, late lunge. It nearly worked. Okay, so Tom and Cinder very nearly collected each other. Tom nearly tried and send it up the inside going into turn 1. It did nearly work, but not quite this time. Going back further forward, we've got Kenny versus GDaan still as we come charging down the hill, under the bridge, through the S section. This complex middle section very quick. Late on the brakes, GDaan has the inside. Kenny has to concede the position. At the moment, we got Madhead just closing in the background in that Ferrari. The top 2 seem to be disappearing at the moment. Kenny trying to stick with GDaan in the slipstream and the draft, making it tricky as we go through this twisty section. Now, I did spot everybody was on the medium tyres. Now, the reason why I spotted that is what I'm used to in ALR is we have 2 times tyre wear for each for the sprint race. You guys have 4. So it's a little bit higher than what I am used to, but it's a change. Change is nice. As we come into the hairpin for the first time, GDaan, does he hit his marks? He does. Kenny's tight, quite tight. Madhead is quite tight as well. Cinder doing a great job on that Alfa Romeo. Then we got the Lamborghini further down the grid, not too far back. However, Ahmed leading the way. Not really been challenged at all actually as we come down the tunnel for the first time to complete lap 1 of, I don't know to be honest. We will keep going. Let's stick back with Kenny and GDaan at the moment. So Kenny deep in the slipstream, 8 laps thanks. I can't see up the top here, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Sorry, so Kenny, deep in the slipstream of GDaan. Oh, was that a contact? I think that might have been a smidge bit of contact. Let's jump back on board. Oh, that was a bit of contact. Very late braking from Kenny. There was a little bit of a push past. He's let GDaan back ahead though. But however, this has compromised him because there's Mad Dog straight up on the inside, not hanging around. This is going to allow GDaan to take off. Let's jump on board. Oh, fair enough. Okay, so it's like what we used to do. Fair enough. So Mad Dog all over the back of Kenny as we come into this middle tight twisty section. Again, like I said a lap ago, the dirty air is not going to do these guys any favours going through this section. Although Mad Dog's stuck with Kenny, He's still there. He's just struggling a little bit. There was a little bit of a collision further up ahead. I think that might have been GDaan just brushing the wall. But now Kenny's is opening up that Genesis and has managed to pull a bit of a gap to Mad Dog. So Cinder opening up a gap to Tom in the Lamborghini. Again, GT at the moment untouched the whole lap. Gatto trying their best to catch up. Lovely looking livery, may I just add. Further back we got GDaan with again a lovely looking livery on that M6. Kenny's starting to catch up, starting to reel in GDaan again. Madhead, excuse me, is quite far back this time, out of slipstream. Tyres squealing in protest as we go around the first corner. Over this overpass, round to the right again and back down. Right, what can Kenny do this time, as GDaan has now got the advantage of being ahead in the clean air, but Kenny's got the overspeed on GDaan at the moment. Is he going to have a look? No, he's not. He's going to slot in behind. He's then going to run a little wide, which is going to cost him and compromise him a bit. And he's going to lose his slipstream, which might actually be a bit of a benefit to him. Very, very tricky to pass in this section. Let's see, can Kenny reel in GDaan anymore going through this next section further up ahead as we stare at a there we go, that's better. I hate the cameras on this game sometimes. And further up ahead, GDaan keeping a sensible gap, trying to close in on the AMG. Take care, mate. Here comes Kenny again. Kenny with the slightly quicker car. Should always join a race. Why not? Now, it's a bit of a quiet one at the moment. I mean, you should have joined it. Would have given me. Could have fought on somebody, giving you a bit of entertainment, but it's okay. Kenny not able to make any difference that time. Mad Dog struggling a little bit, but the corner sections are coming up, which favours the 458 just a little bit more than the Genesis from what I hear. Further up ahead, GDaan slowly closing up that gap to Katso in second position. Let's check the back of the back. Let's check these on these two for a little bit. So it's Cinder in sixth position still. Just slightly closed that gap up from the looks of things to fifth position at the moment. Seventh position of Tom in the Lamborghinis. Starting to get their head down, starting to catch up a little bit. 59.6 last lap, 59.7, so he closed in but a tenth of a second to the Alfa Romeo last lap. Going further forward, GDaan has very much closed up that gap to P2, so we're going to be keeping an eye out on this one. As we come into the final corner, Tom goes very deep. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help your case at all. So Tom's race has now just been and gone. He's pressed the nitrous button a bit too early and nitrous himself into the wall. So this is going to allow Cinder to have a very, very chilled, easy couple of laps now. Madhead's slowly starting to close on Kenny. Kenny's dropped off the back of GDaan. There we go, there's GDaan. GDaan closing in on Katso, so we're going to stay up here, stay up front. We'll stay with the BMW, so it's going to be BMW versus the AMG. As we come plummeting down the hill. Over the crest, still coming downhill. This is where GDaan is now going to start struggling. GDaan with the fastest lap of the race of 58.3. So I'm guessing that's quite good. I've never really tried this track with GT cars, in all honesty. Tyres squealing in protest for a little bit further back. Even GDaan done a great job to stick as close as he can to Katso, going through the twisty section. Now it's going to be open up a little bit more. Now that AMG car, it's okay in the corners, it's not bad, it's good on its brakes, it's also good on acceleration. Its top speed is mediocre, it's about average. Compared to that M6 though, it's more stable on the exits, because the M6, personally, I find, the M6 Turbo just kicks in at a random point of time, so you have to really learn to tame the car to make the best of it, and it looks like GDaan has. As we just about to start lap 6 with 2 laps left to go, GDaan very much in the slipstream of the AMG now. We'll stay with him at the moment. So, let's stay with GDaan. I'm sensing a move going into turn 1. As the AMG sits on the racing line, GDaan is very close now. GDaan is definitely close enough to make a move. So we will actually jump on board, because I do not want to miss this because of the interesting camera angles. Katso uses all the road and a little bit more. GDaan keeps it a little bit tighter. Katso just able to open up that gap just a little bit. And this is where GDaan's going to struggle as we go left and then right through this twisty section. You got to now rely on your tyres grip. As he understeers a little bit, and he's going to now lose out time and distance. It's just due to the dirty air. That's it. The grid's now starting to spread itself out a little bit. GDaan's work has pretty much just been undone by that one corner, that one tiny little mistake. So Katso opened up the gap. GDaan's now got to try again and close that gap down. Just clipped a little bollard on the inside there. No damage done, no real impact to his lap. So GDaan's got to start all over again. Here comes Kenny. Kenny, can he catch up to GDaan down this straight? GDaan with a slightly compromised exit of touching that little barrier. 59.2, GDaan 2:04. So Kenny was a second quicker that previous lap to GDaan. Further ahead, Katso, great lap from Katso. GT, great lap from GT. Tom, a 2-minute dead, not a bad lap, pretty solid lap. Cinder's on the softs. I'm sorry, I just realised Cinder is on the softs. So Cinder's tyres are now going to start struggling, whereas everyone else is on the mediums. Yep, everyone else is on the mediums. So I'm going to keep an eye on the back of that grid and back of that pack. Cinder might lose out to Tom. Kenny still can just about see GDaan, going to try and start chasing GDaan down. Katso's starting to close a little bit in on GT at the moment. GT's still at the very top end of the grid. Not really been challenged at all. The reason why I don't say it is because my dyslexic brain reads it, so it makes sense in my mind, but going from brain to mouth it says something completely different, and I do not want to mess it up and offend people. So usually I try and condense things down where I can just say, like for example GT or Katso or GDaan, where I know I can say it in a quick moment, if that makes sense. It's not because I can't be asked, it's quite simply because my brain, and the way my brain is programmed, brain to mouth doesn't work sometimes. Madhead dropped back a little in a bit of a wild zone at the moment. Cinder as well on the last lap of this sprint race. At the moment his tyres are looking good. They're not going to drop off the cliff. I think he's backed off the pace a little bit, but he's got plenty of gap. There's a Lamborghini just entered the top of our screen. And no one's really that close to each other to really contend unless there's a massive crash and someone's massively messed up. But we'll follow GT at the moment. We'll stay with him for a little bit, not really show him too much. Yeah, I mean, you were all pushing hard and pushing on, so you were all doing like the 59s and the 58s. He's been in like the 59s in the 2 minutes. And also, I believe that Alfa Romeo's not too bad on its tyres either. So he started off this race in pole position, got away beautifully. Everybody ducked into a slipstream. No one could really touch him at the moment as he comes through the tunnel past the pit entry for the last time. GT comes over the line to take victory here at Tokyo in the sprint race with Katso in second. A great start, getting 2 position for Katso. GDaan in third. Tried his absolute best, couldn't quite get there in the end. We then got Kenny coming over the line in 4th position. Madhead in the Ferrari, decent result from him in 5th position. We then got Cinder, made up 1 spot in the sprint race. Great race from him, and also made him those soft tyres last. And here comes Tom over the line on the final lap to finish off. So yeah, as you can see, I do ALR as well. I do tier 2 and ALR. If you're wondering why I've got so many things in my collection, it's just easier to put it in the collection. Do 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 do. Right. So, this time around, for those who aren't familiar with the layout and the setup of the races, this time we got a 40-minute race. So we're probably going to be looking at about the 20 to 21 lap mark. Excuse me. This time we got 6 times tyre wear for the feature. We have to stop at least, well, obviously everyone's going to have to stop at least once, so I'm expecting a lot of the medium hard / hard medium strategy as we stare at the wonderful ceiling, not at the cars. Right into curves, yeah. Right, so I'm going to do it like this because it's the only way we can actually see the car. So we got Tom on the hards, we then got Cinder on the hards, Madhead on the medium. So it's going to be an early. Madhead's going to want to focus mainly on the attack in the middle section compared to the 2 harder runners ahead of him. We got Kenny on the mediums, GDaan on the hards, Katsu on the mediums, and then we got GT on the hards as well. So yeah, everyone's going the hard, medium, medium, hard strategy that I was expecting. And away we go. Who makes the best of the start? I think Kenny has. I think Kenny's made the best of that start because he's all over the back of Madhead already. As he's already challenging for P3 and he's pretty much already got it. Yep, the move's been done and sealed by the time we hit the top of the hill, so Kenny's already moved up a position. Madhead got caught sleeping there just a little bit. I'm going to go a bit further back and join the third person point of view so we can try and see all this. Kenny's already challenging for second. Sends it up the inside. GDaan's going up the inside of Madhead, who's still battling for position. GT's trying to go around the outside of Katsu, not right. Madhead about to potentially lose another spot to the AMG driver further back, going further forward. Cinder's now in third, Kenny's in second, Tom's still in first at the moment. There's bumps and shoves going on all in the background. What's going on? Let's stick back here. Madhead goes a little wide into the, as we go under the first bridge, under the second. Does Madhead defends around the outside. Katsu tries to stick their nose up the inside. So we've got 3 cars at the back, all squabbling for position at the moment. Katsu in advantage though. GDaan's already going up the inside of Cinder's, getting them as he gets the move done as we go over the second overpass. Move set and sealed. As we come charging down the hill, Kenny is already challenging for the lead. Let's jump back on board. Let's follow Kenny as we go around the right, and in the background we can see GDaan getting past Cinder for third position. Charge down the hill. Tommy, what can he offer in the defence for Kenny? Tommy defends the inside line. I don't think it matters. Kenny's already got the move pretty much set, sealed and done by the time we hit the break point, but Tom's still not going to give it up. Tom's still up the inside. There's a little bit of contact, and this is going to ruin everybody's race. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, I already see the problem. Actually, I already see the issue. There, 2 seconds. No, fine, we'll do it this way. Tom's on the inside and Kenny's just thrown it in. Now, in hindsight, Tom could have braked a little bit more. He's still on the brakes. Kenny is not really giving Tom any room at all here. And hence why the nudge. Kenny's now sideways. Tom's now hit the front of him trying to carry on. GDaan's coming around the corner here. He's going to go nice and tight, try and clear this. Cinder's just behind him. He's got absolutely nowhere to go. So Cinder hits Kenny. Madhead's going to go around the outside. Katsu hits Cinder. It's then a ping pong effect of Katsu losing all momentum. And then GT's right behind Katsu, so got absolutely nowhere to go. So these two have hit each other and lost all their speed due to the ping pong effects of this game. Kenny's now all the way down in 5th and was challenging for 1st. GDaan, out of all of that, has taken advantage and has gained, where did he start? 5th. He's gained 4 positions in the opening lap alone. He comes over the line to lead at the end of lap 1. Tom's only lost 1 position, got caught up in a tangle, so whether that's gone to the stewards or not, I'm not 100% sure. Madhead has gone up to 3rd. Cinder's down to 4th, but it's going to challenge for 3rd as he comes charging up the hill. Kenny man at the moment who's had a fantastic start. Made up a load of places and now we've got to do it all over again. We've got GT in 6th, Katso in 7th. You were right into the chaos. I'm going to go back 10 seconds whilst I was going through the rest of the grid. Tom challenged GDaan for first position by trying to go around the outside. Cinder's tried to defend, gone up the inside, excuse me, of Mad Dog. Madhead, excuse me. Why do I keep saying Mad Dog for a moment? Go away. So, the top 4 very much locked into a battle. It's going to be advantage GDaan at the moment and disadvantage everybody behind him, especially Madhead, who's going to be having 3 cars worth of draft and slipstream to contend with going around these corners. People breaking the toe like that, definitely going to help a little bit clean air under the wings. Tom losing the rear a little bit as we come through the twisty section. Send it all over the back of that Lamborghini. As we go around the right, dip on the brakes, throw it into the left-hander. Lovely apex hit by Cinder, going to close up the gap. He's kept a lot closer than a lot of other cars through that twisty section, even though he's on the hard tyres as well. Tom opening up the corner, trying to maximise his exit. GDaan's taken this and disappeared. The rest of the pack at the back are slowly starting to catch up. And breathe. Tom goes very wide into the hairpin. That's going to cost him big time, but he's going to have the slightly better exit. He's going to be able to get on the power slightly earlier, slam the door shut, and he might try and get a good run onto GDaan. Now, if Cinder was smart, instead of attacking, he's going to bump draft. Is he bump drafting? I think he might be bump drafting. Now, that's quite smart, actually. Bump draft? Yep. Doing a bump draft. So Cinder and Tom are working together to get closer to GDaan to fight over the course of their lap. Now this is going to drop Madhead back a little bit. He's still in the slipstream, he's still gaining, and he's still very much there. But there goes Cinder trying to go up the inside, going into turn 1 as they're going side by side over the top of the overpass. Not going to work. Madhead gives Cinder another little nudge as he comes around the corner. Now these 3 are locked into battle again, and they're locked into each slipstream battle as we go into the twisty section. Madhead losing a little bit of ground, losing a little bit of time. Excuse me, as Kenny starting to catch up to this back group. We got GT at the moment, still, I think the pair of these hit the wall because GT's managed to back up into Katsu a little bit and lose ground. GDaan's well ahead. Going further back, Cinder still in 3rd position. He's defending at the moment from 458 and Kenny. Kenny's now very much in this pack and very much in this fight now. So Cinder's lost. I think he's just about got the tail of that Lamborghini ahead of him. That Alfa Romeo is no slouch in the straight line either, and as up the inside goes Kenny on the 458. Kenny's not hanging around this evening. Does Kenny get the drive he's after though? He slams the door shut in front of that 458 now. Is Madhead going to bump draft, or is he going to try the move and overtake Kenny? Now 458 does not have the greatest top end in speed. His best bet, I believe, would be just to, yeah, there it is, just a bump draft, stick behind Kenny, bump draft Kenny. He may even be able to, whilst he's in the slipstream like this, save a little bit of fuel and change his map from 1 to 2, just save a little tiny bit of fuel. Cinder trying to hang on, let's go back a couple of seconds. So Tom not got the slipstream effect from GDaan. Cinder trying to catch up. Kenny's, very much got the slipstream and the bump draft behind. So Tom defends the inside line, pushes Cinder out wide. He's not going to work this time. Cinder goes wide on the entry, tight on apex, but this is going to offset him, and this is going to try and allow Kenny to go around the outside, which has made it work. Fantastic move from Kenny as he comes around the outside of Cinder in the 4C. Kenny's next target is that Lamborghini. As we charge back down the hill, Katzo's managed to get back past GT, so GT's down at the back of the grid still. We've still got plenty to play for. We're only 8 minutes into a 40-minute race. GDaan, however, it looks like GDaan's the favourite. He's pulled out a gap, pulled out a very healthy gap actually. Ooh, what's happened to GT? I think GT's... It was a great move by Kenny. I think GT had a bit of a moment as further up ahead. Whoa! Oh dear. Oh dear. So Katsu had a hell of a run coming up towards this next braking zone. So we throw it into the... What the hell happened to you? Did you just massively overcompensate for a spin? I think you did, because that has just caused chaos back here. So Cinder was on an absolute lightning run, a great run, has now found himself in the back of the pack, in the back of the grid. Madhead, I don't know whether it was a crime scene yet. I don't know whether Madhead backs off or not, but Madhead's now at the back of the grid. Cinder's now going to try and attack Katzo. Somehow none of these guys have damage. Whether you guys have got damage turned on or off, I do not know, but somehow none of you guys have damage on. In all of that, Kenny has managed to get past Tom. Let's go back and watch this, and then I'll jump forward a little bit. So great move done by Kenny. Kenny is on an absolute mission this morning / this evening. So we're going to step back here. Where's GDaan? GDaan's still up ahead, although not potentially for too long. GDaan is now going to have Kenny to deal with. Now, it would be sensible... Okay. It would be sensible if these guys bump drafted each other, but it looks like Cinder's just had a massive overspeed on Katzo on the AMG. So Cinder throws it in to the corner, just kiss the wall a little. It's going to kill a little bit of the momentum he's got. Now these three locked into battle further up ahead. GT's in a world of his own at the moment. Tom in third position. Going to try and keep up with Kenny, try and stay on the back of Kenny. I don't think it's going to work too well for him. He's on the hard tyres, Kenny's on the mediums. Then we've got GDaan up ahead on the hards as well. Kenny's on, like I said, an absolute mission. I don't think I've seen a stabbed rat go as quick as this. As we go up the hill. Kenny using the cornering speed advantage very, very well. This is starting to cook his tyres just a little bit now. He needs to make them last until at least lap 9 at the minimum. Oh, Tom. GDaan goes wide. This is going to allow Kenny to attack. GDaan, can he hold on? GDaan can currently hold on, going further back. Cinder's lost out a couple of spaces. Nearly got taken out a second time by that 458, not too far from the very first crime scene. So Cinder and Madhead in a battle side by side, going further forward. Kenny has managed to get past GDaan just based on pure straight line speed and horsepower alone. So Kenny takes the lead again, and this time, hopefully, not being taken out. GDaan's pushing him along though. Now GDaan's pushed out to moved out to the outside. He's going to try and get Kenny to move to the outside, offsetting. Kenny sticking to his line, sticking to the inside. nicely held by Kenny. GDaan trying to switch back further back. We got GT all over the back of the Lamborghini. Well, was all over the back. Now dropped off a little bit as we go through the twisty section. Further up ahead, further back, Cinder's managed to get back past Katso and Madhead. Madhead still at the back of the pack at the moment. Let's jump back to these three. These three little titans locked in battle at the moment. As we go round to the right. This is the tricky corner. This is the corner where the Unsteel really shows its head. Hasn't showed it this time as we're a third of our way through. Alright, I shall. So, Tom, GT, very, very close on track. What can GT show? As we come charging down the hill, coming up towards the hairpin. We're going to jump on board for this actually. Tom again goes wide in the hairpin. Ooh, there's a little bit of contact as we come down the hill, down the start finish straight. GT's managed just to get ahead of Tom at the moment. Tom's going to dip back into the slipstream whilst these two are fighting. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on, trying to keep an eye on two people at once. What? Whoa. What did I just witness? Well, he's dead. Damn. Well, Tom is somehow miraculously alive after that 150-mile-an-hour collision with a solid brick wall. Unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and somehow you survive. Going further forward. I mean, I kind of feel bad for him because he was trying to catch the slipstream. I feel bad for him because he was trying to catch the slipstream and keep up with GT. But at the same time, we're lap 7. You've done 8 laps previously to this. You've done however many laps of practice. You know there's a pit lane there. You can see on the ground. You also know there's barriers coming up. You know that. So going... Right, enough talking about pit lanes for a minute. Let's all come back to pit lanes in just a moment. Cinder gets it all sorts of wrong coming through here. This is going to allow Katso to have a look up the... Yeah, Katso's going straight up the inside. Cinder's not shut that door enough, so Katso threw it up the inside. Is this not going to allow Madhead to have a little look? Katso's already disappeared. Cinder's going to try and capitalise and sort of like regroup himself. Hitting those two walls is not going to help you. It's going to kill all your momentum. So that goes Madhead straight through. Cinder's race is pretty much done now. Going further forward. GDaan's not really dropped off the back of Kenny. Kenny doing a fantastic job at the moment. GT's also doing a great job. Starting to catch up. But yeah, I mean, even in this point of view, which is what I race in, you can see that line. You know a pit wall's coming up. Like, you know that coming up. But yeah. So Tom being very, very unlucky and very unfortunate to slam it into that wall there. And now right at the back of the pack. Cinder's dropped off the back a little bit, but he's not done yet. That Ferrari struggling for speed just a little bit. I'm probably going to stay with these two just for a little bit, so I think I'm the closest two on track at the moment. That's not going to help you. Mind you, as I've been told many, many times before, curbs and walls are only guidelines. You can use them. That's why they banned it in NASCAR, because something, if you all remember in 22 or 23, someone just said, I'm not going to lift until I see checker flag or God, and they just ran around the outside. Yeah, you could do that here. Nothing to say you can't do that. So it's Cinder just about keeping in reach of that Ferrari ahead of him. That's better, you'll keep the momentum there. So Cinder just about keeping with Madhead ahead of him, dropped off a little bit in the twisty section. Looking further up ahead, GDaan's had a great corner. He's very much now in the slipstream of Kenny ahead of him. So what's GDaan going to do this time? What are you going to do? So I'm multitasking, it's never a great idea. GDaan's in absolute top gear. I think he's also at top speed. Kenny's at 176, GDaan's at 180. There's a little push from GDaan that might have just cost him. It probably would have been better just to attack him, actually. Just a flat up attack him. Well, there's a little slide on exit where it held GDaan. That's cost you just a little bit of space and time to Kenny. Kenny's tyres are now starting to draw up, so Kenny will be coming in at any lap now. Where the other medium runners, Katso can go on for a little bit more, Madhead can go on for a little bit longer. We're going to stay back here with Cinder, because Cinder's right on the back and can smell exhaust fumes from Mad Dog's car, Madhead's car, excuse me. Does back out of it initially over that left-hander. It always seems to be that left-hander people back out of. GDaan doing a fantastic job through the twisty section, keeping up with Kenny. I think this is going to be the crossover point between the medium and the hards. Kenny's starting to struggle a little bit now. Now if Kenny and GT want to work together and have another Genesis victory, Kenny's job now should be to hold up GDaan as long as humanly possible. Back up GDaan. That's not going to help your case anyway. So Kenny, respectful, just about leaves a car length, or car's width, excuse me, between the wall and his car. GT's now on the slipstream as well. Is Kenny coming? I think Kenny's coming into the pits. Yeah, no, Kenny's staying out. GDaan rise to GT's move and Kenny's move on potentially going into the pit wall. These three are locked, very much locked into battle as we're coming up towards this crossover point. No one's gone for the undercuts. GDaan sends it down the inside, brakes a couple of meters later than Kenny. There's GT just behind. We're going to stay on board with GT to watch this from a different perspective. Kenny goes a little wide. GDaan's not able to get the exit he's after. GDaan's now under pressure from GT. GT just goes straight around the outside. Fantastic move from him. GDaan's not able to do too much about that. Now, what are these two going to do? Are these two going to work together and boost themselves forward, or is Kenny just going to let GT straight through and potentially compromise his race? GT's managed to save a little bit of fuel, so GT's actually going to look like he's going to undercut. I'd say undercut, not undercut, have a slightly shorter stop than the other two. He has got more fuel. And Gen X power, yeah. Although Gen X power does not make you miss the does not help you when you miss the apex and slam into the wall. GDaan stuck his nose up the inside, which did offset GT just a little bit. Is he going to dive up the inside? No, he's not. He's not quite close enough this time. GDaan missing the bollards this time is a great start. Katso disappearing. Cinder's managed to get past the Ferrari at the moment. That Ferrari's rear tyres are now really going to be hurting him. Lamborghini's actually got the best fuel of the lot. Kenny's coming in. Everybody's going to be coming in. So GT's going to have the advantage going into the pits. He's got the most fuel out of the top three, so he should come out first. Now, Tom could go on another lap. Tom is going to go on for another lap, so Tom's going to try and do the overcut. Where is he going to come out in relation to everybody else? He's going to come out clear. There you go, GT managed to get past his teammate by a hair's length because he had slightly more fuel, ever so slightly more fuel. GDaan's lost out actually quite a bit in that pit stop. Now, Tom may have gone out ahead, he's on warm tyres, but he's also got the lightest car. Everybody back here is on fresh tyres. So Tom, I don't think is going to have too much of a gap. Worth trying the overcut. It might be better actually to try the undercut. Tyre you on? The hards. Yeah, you should have come in a little earlier and tried the undercut, because it might have helped you close up the gap to Madhead. Katso's managed to gain a little bit to GDaan as well. GDaan closing up a little bit on the two Gen X's, slightly ahead. But at the moment we are looking at the net P1, P2 right here. GT opening up that gap to Kenny just a little bit. Kenny had a monster first stint on those mediums. Can he match that stint on the hards? Further back, these two are going to be locked into combat again, I should imagine. The hard versus the medium. Kenny dropped off the back of his teammate, so this is probably going to be GT's race to lose now. GT's on the medium tyres. GDaan's also on the medium tyres, so GDaan's going to be one to watch with these top two, but I don't think GDaan's going to have too much of an answer to the raw horsepower and the raw top speed of those Gen X cars. In the background, Cinder's managed to get past. Nope, he's managed to, open up that gap just a little bit. So Tom comes in with 1% of fuel left. So that's going to drop him right down the back of the grid by quite a considerable margin. Let's stay with these two for just a moment. Has he lost out? He has lost out, because these guys are over 100 miles. These guys are nearly 100 miles an hour faster than Tom, and Tom's still got to accelerate up to top speed yet. So Tom's overcut hasn't really worked, although he is now on the mediums, and they are one lap fresher than everybody else's. So we shall see what happens in due course. GDaan just gone purple in sector 1, going further back. Katso sort of in no man's land, trying to chase down Cinder and Madhead, trying to chase each other. Madhead dropping off a little bit, but we're going to stay with GDaan. We're going to stay up top, stay up front. There's tyres from Kenny's car squealing in protest as they come around one of the penultimate corners down the hill, coming up to the hairpin. GDaan not quite close enough this time around to make a move, although Kenny going slightly wider. Is this going to allow GDaan to get real close? GDaan can't quite get alongside, so he's going to tuck back in under the slipstream. Now this might be in GDaan's favour, instead of bump drafting Kenny just to get past him. Now bump draft him here, and maybe give him another bump and then this time pass. This time go for that inside line. It's all well and good pushing Kenny towards his teammate, but it's going to cost GDaan in the corners. It's going to cost him heavily in the corners. GDaan's not close enough to attack into turn 1. GDaan dropped off a little bit going through turn 1, coming down the hill from turn 2. How's the gap looking? It's looking okay at the moment. No one's really changing position. This is the closest battle on track at the moment, and GDaan he's just losing out a little bit too much time, sticking behind Kenny as we come through this section. He's going to burn off his tyres a little bit too quickly if he's not careful. So really what he needs to do is he can give Kenny a bump up into the end of the tunnel, and then I personally think around about this sort of mark here, about where the tunnel ends, that's where you want to start looking at that inside line and get alongside Kenny, force him out onto the wider line, and then go through the twisty bits where you've got the medium tyre compared to the hard tyre. You can just make that gap. Kenny's already going to be struggling enough as it is on the hard tyre, let alone in the dirty air. So Kenny taking it tight on entry, wide on exit. GDaan going wide on entry and tighter on exit, trying to straighten out the car as much as possible, going further back. Cinder's managed to gap Madhead just a little bit. Tom's not exactly too far off these guys now. Tom setting a good lap at the moment. Katso on their own at the moment, not really gaining and not really losing either. So we come up the hill. GDaan, what are you going to do this time, buddy? This time forced him. That's it. GDaan going for it, going to try and go up the inside. He's made it work. He's got the slight overspeed. He's now got the medium tyre advantage and the inside line. Kenny trying his absolute best. He can't really get back at it through there. So GDaan finally makes the move done on lap 14. So we come charging down the hill. Kenny's got a slightly better exit, as we come down the hill, but I don't think it's going to matter. GDaan has got great power, but he's also now going to be in the dirty air. Can GDaan squeeze him out? He does just slightly give him the squeeze. There goes the understeer for Kenny, and there goes GDaan. GDaan now got a lot more momentum and speed compared to Kenny. He's just going to open up that gap now. Round to the left. No, I don't think on Mississippi. Yeah. Kenny's just dropped about a second back from about a second-ish back from GDaan, so slipstream's got broken in the whole twisty section. This is now going to release GDaan to potentially try and chase down GT. Now, GDaan's tyres are slightly better than GT's, but GT's obviously got the Gen X horsepower going down the straight, so let's see what GDaan can do over the next couple of laps. If Kenny does catch up, it's Kenny's job to then fight GDaan, and if Kenny wanted to be the best teammate humanly possible, it would have been to really fight GDaan in turn 1 and turn 2, really make him pay for every position. Now Katso's just gone onto the softs. I have just twigged. Are you going to do a 2-stop and do medium soft? So because that is incredibly brave. Cinder all on his own, so managed to open up a very healthy gap to Madhead in the Ferrari, and the Lamborghini of Tom slowly starting to catch up. Slowly starting to close in and reel in that Ferrari, going further up ahead. GDaan not really closing in at the moment. 58.5 previous lap and 58.3 on that previous lap. So GDaan not really gaining at the moment. He's in a good spot compared to Kenny, who was 1.5 seconds faster than the last lap alone. Now, Katso's going to have to probably look at coming in at the end of this lap. We got 10 minutes to go, so we got about 5 laps-ish. So Katso should really come in at the end of this lap, put a set of softs on them, should last 5 laps comfortably. Not really too much going on at the moment. Apologies, I've just gone a little bit quiet. There's not really that much going on. Right, so Katso into the pits. Everyone else is now going to be going, why or what you're doing. So, where does Katso come out? Now, Katso comes out behind Cindy. Katso's also got the soft tyre again, so Cindy should kind of be a bit easy prey once he catches up. But he's got to get back up to speed first, and that's one totally different matter. So here comes the Ferrari, already up at speed. Is he going to have the overspeed? Not really. There's only about 8 to 10 miles an hour in it. Katso's managed to open up just enough of a gap to hold 5th position. Now it's chase down time. Now it's going to try and chase down P4 of Cinder. Cinder's going to know exactly what tyre Katso's gone onto. It's going to know exactly how to defend. It's going to have to defend in this middle bit. This middle bit alone is going to be just tricky enough to defend. If he does it right and sits in the middle on the final couple of laps when Katso's finally closed in, Katso's tyres might not even last that long also. So Katso's going to be one I'm going to be keeping an eye on as well. Going further forward, GDaan has pulled away from Kenny, but a 59.9, 59.6, but not by a great deal. Whereas GT's set a 58.2. So GT's not really going to be closing in at all on GDaan. Sorry, it's not closing in on GT at all. So GT's probably going to have to set for second this time around, unless GT has a horrendous accident. Cinder in 4th position at the moment, going well. I don't think Katsu's going to have is going to have enough tyre left at the end. The Ferrari's still going strong, still going well. What time did we do this time? 2:01.9 compared to a 2:0. So Tom's almost 2 seconds faster last lap alone than the Ferrari. So we're going to keep an eye on Tom in just a moment, but let's see what sort of lap time Katsu does this time. Now GDaan dropped off a little bit that previous lap, so GDaan's tyres might start to drop off just ever so slightly. GDaan's starting to drop a little bit into Kenny's grips. Excuse me, but as everybody says, it's one thing to catch, it's completely different to overtake. Which is going to be the same case over here with Katsu. So Kat's gone 3/10 purple in the middle sector alone. That's going to be the advantage of the tyres. Kat's already caught up to the back of Cinder as we come up to down the hill, coming up towards the final corner. Cinder knows exactly what tyre Kat's on, so all Cinder's got to do is hold off for as long as he can. Well, I don't think it's going to be enough though. Kat's already found a move up the inside, got his nose stuck in, managed to keep it quite tight and tidy. No contact made on the exit, so Kat's already gone through two laps after to pit stop, so Cat's already made up time and ground. Does Cat do a fastest lap? Yes, he does, by 1/10 of a second, but here comes Cinder. Cinder's got the slipstream. So Cinder deciding to overtake, and they're going to try and hold up Cat, going through the middle section, but Cat's now got the slipstream critically, so Cinder should have probably waited just a little bit. Here comes Cat with the overspeed. Cat with the overspeed's got the inside, got the softer tyres. Brakes just a little bit later, doesn't everything kept tidy. Cinder tries to get the switchback, not able to compete with that soft tyre at the moment. So Cinder, unfortunately, has to this time sit behind Cat going through the twisty section, which is going to be soft tyre advantage, as well as clean air advantage for Cat at the front. Going further forward, Kenny's starting to reel in GDaan a little bit more, so 2:0 compared to about sort of the same gap. Gap might be slightly opening up a little bit, but going further back, these two, I said I'd keep an eye on these two, and here we are. The two Italian cars battling out, the two big Italian names, the Ferrari and the Lamborghini. A V10 and a V12 singing its way through these streets. Sounds absolutely glorious. Cinder not able to keep up with Cat at all. Cat's also got really good tyres compared to the fact he's just done the fastest lap of the race. Now coming further back, now Tom's tyres aren't looking the healthiest at the moment. He's got to be a little bit careful he doesn't start losing the rear. Both, ooh, Mad's gone wide. So Mad's gone really wide at the hairpin. So this is now going to be advantage Tom, because Tom's now going to be very much in the slipstream of that Ferrari. So medium tyre versus hard, V10 versus V12. I believe it's a V12. Tom in the slipstream, not going to bump draft, not going to be hanging around, going to go straight past. This time going to the right hand side, going away from the pit wall. So Tom's ahead. Tom defends the inside. Mad tries to go around the outside. He's going to try and go around the outside. So Tom defends the inside. Does he get the braking point right? He does. He holds it. Doesn't give Mad any room to move at all. Sorry, it's V8. Apologies, so V8 versus V10. Why do I think it was a V12 for a minute? I'm probably thinking of another Ferrari. Excuse me. So, Tom very much opened up a lovely and healthy gap to Mad in the Ferrari. Going further forward, Cinder's dropped right off the back of Cat. Cat just set another fastest lap. Gone only a couple of hundredths of a second faster, but still fast enough. Kenny's dropped right off the back. GDaan's sort of in the middle of no man's land at the moment. GDaan set a good couple of laps as we're coming on. Really sort of like almost to the penultimate lap. I think this might even be the penultimate lap, or the last lap of the race. So we're going to keep an eye out. I think it's going to be the last lap now for Cat, Cinder, Tom and Mad. Kenny might just get an extra lap. I'm not sure if he is. GDaan might, and GT might, but we're going to have to watch the fuel because Kenny's on low fuel at the moment. If he has to go an extra lap, I don't think he's going to do it. Now going further back, Mad is just about in the slipstream of that Lamborghini. Oh, excuse me. Not going to be close enough to really contend or consider a move at the moment. We're going to stay with these two actually just for a little bit until GT gets near the end of the lap, and then we'll jump on board with GT it's not actually going to be enough. This is going to be the last lap for everybody. And there's the 40-minute mark. So this is the final lap for absolutely everybody on the grid. Sorry, I thought it would have been a little bit longer. So these two locked into battle at the moment as we come around through these S's for the final time. Everyone can see it's going to be the last lap, so it's going to be push time and it's going to be crunch time for a lot of people. But I think Mads just hit the wall, which is not going to help his case at all. But GT struggled a little bit at the start of the race. Got very lucky due to that massive crash and crime scene that happened. Basically gifted him the top 3, and he's then just strategized his way to the front. So GT takes a double victory here in Japan. GDaan has a fantastic race, finishes in second. Kenny with a mad charge like a stabbed rat in the at the start of the race. He finished off well to finish in third. Cat, interesting strategy, worked out well for them, finishes in fourth. Cinder got very unlucky, started near the front, got caught up in that accident. That's what brought him down to 5th position. Tom got very unlucky, hitting that pit wall. He would have done very well, but finishes off in 6th, and we got Mad finishing the round in 7th position. So well done to everybody. Top 10 for you all. I need that one, and I need that one. There we go. So the standings are as follows. We have, just a second, we have a new championship leader. So GT is our championship leader currently in the moment, with Ben in 2nd, GDaan in 3rd, Cat in 4th, and Cinder bringing up in 5th position. BMW's still charging away. They are 60 points clear of the Gen X boys in 2nd position, and the AMGs, sorry, in 3rd at the moment. So there we have it. There you guys go. There is Tokyo. I hope everyone has enjoyed. I will try and come back to you guys again as soon as possible. Trying to work full time and do ALR comms is tricky, but I will try and come back for the next round. Take care everybody, and we will see you all soon.